let's have a look at your left eye and see what we can see in the left eye, and if it's similar to the right, or if there's anything new that pops up.
Right.
I'm just going to come in a little bit
Yes.
closer. So again, I looked at your pupil reaction and also your collarette in the left and the right together.
Yeah. Oh,
So
okay,
what I'm just going to look for in the left eye now is just markings.
Yes. Okay.
I'll just grab my side light and have
Yes.
a quick look at some detail.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can just keep focusing on my forehead for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just going to lift your lid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with your left eye, it's very similar to your right.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm.
Oops, sorry, just take my light off. It's quite similar to the right. So basically what we're seeing in the left is again through that digestive zone, that evidence of, tension, a little bit of fermentation, being a little bit clogged. And I guess that also leads me to think about your bowel habits. How many times a day would you say that you empty your bowel or move your bowel?
Once a day, definitely.
Yes,
And
good.
But sometimes two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
And
three.
that's okay. Yeah, no, that's good. And would you say that it's difficult for you to go? Is it a bit of a struggle, or it's fine?
No, not really, because I try to eat quite a bit of roughage.
Yeah, good.
I try.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yes.
Because again, that's just a really important way that we are eliminating, cleansing things along, and making sure that we're eliminating appropriately, because otherwise we end up with congestion and constipation and those sorts of symptoms. So we need to keep an eye on that. And hydration is obviously really important for that as well. Okay, so the other thing that I can see in your left eye, which is probably the most prominent thing I can see, is that you've actually got a singular small brown pigment.
Oh, really?
And that pigment, I'll show you where it's sitting. It's actually sitting in your pancreas reflex zone. So we are over here. It's actually over on this side of your left eye.
Yes,
so it's sitting up next to the pancreas. And as we can see, it's actually sort of next to the aorta as well. So that's quite interesting. And basically, what we mean by that singular brown pigment, to start with, brown pigments are an indication of liver involvement. And we've been talking about the liver a lot in terms of, how we eliminate and how we detoxify.
That's right.
So if we see a brown pigment on another organ, and in this case the pancreas, then it's suggesting that the pancreas is not working. Okay, so you actually
get a strong pain here.
The pancreas. What we might need to start looking at is, the functionality of that organ. So the way that it moves, the way that it releases its enzymes and things like that. I guess in terms of the pancreas too, we've already spoken a little bit about diabetes and things like that, but would you say that you tend to get sugar cravings, or you prefer sugary foods or sweet foods over savoury foods? Are you a bit of a sweet tooth?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So
to give me energy mainly, but it's just,
and again, that's that the spike and the drop of the blood pressure, the blood sugar, that we've been mentioning, that it's really important to try and regulate that. So that's going to be a really key goal for us, to try and regulate your blood sugar. Another thing that I noticed, again, like in your right eye, you've got some lightening of the pigments in certain parts of the eye. So the key places that I noticed that were, again, your pancreas, the bronchioles, the same as the right eye, also through the neck and the shoulders. So you've already spoken about the fact that you hold a fair bit of tension up in the top part of your neck. So you do tend to get muscle sort of cramps and pains. Okay.
Tight around there.
So that's where we might start looking at things like massage, physiotherapy, chiropractic care, anything like that.
Chiropractic, I do.
You do? Great. Yep, that's really good. So, always releasing
The only
trying
thing
to...
is, they can't adjust my neck anymore because of that. What do you call it, the thing at the back?
Oh, okay. Well, when you come in next time, bring all of that in,
Yeah.
and we can definitely have a better look at that. Yeah, and make sure that we consider that in everything we do as well.
Okay.
Yeah. The other parts that I saw some lightning were, which are a little bit different to what we saw in the right, your spleen.
Oh, spleen.
Yeah, so the spleen, and also down here in your ovary area.
Oh, yes.
So, have we got any particular issues in terms of ovaries? Have you ever had ovarian cysts, or
I've had a cyst removed.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do you get any cramping or pain or anything like that in the pelvic area?
Not since I've changed life.
Okay.
Before I did a lot, but
Okay.
since changing life, not as much. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Apart from that cyst, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. No, that's good.
Removed,
Good too.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's interesting. Basically, what we see with that lightning again, just with the right eye, is just inflammation, irritation in those areas, and a lot of the time with your particular constitution, it's probably got a lot to do with sluggish blood flow.
Yeah, I think so.
I've also noticed some areas of darker shading in your thyroid area.
Oh,
So
really?
we've got the thyroid here.
Oh, yes.
The thyroid, and again, that's adjacent to your heart, and also the bronchioles, which
right.
the bronchioles came up for you in the other
that's right.
in the other eye. So and again, we've got some indication of issues here with mouth, jaw.
Yes.
So you can see that reflex area there, and that's what we were talking about with the right eye as well. So
I try to drink water and that to keep. So I don't grind my teeth.
Yeah.
When I didn't drink water.
Yeah, having a dry mouth. Yeah.
I used to tighten my jaw and grind my teeth.
Yeah, and again, your skin's showing, because there's a visible scurf ring on this left eye as well. So your skin is definitely showing the need for good hydration, good maintenance.
Yeah. Okay.
We have radial furrows, both minor and major radial furrows in the left eye, like we did in the right. The minor ones, again, are in through that digestive zone and around that collarette sort of area. And the major ones, pretty much in the same sort of areas, up through that vitality zone like we found in the right eye. But another part where we see radial furrows in the left is again through the pancreas, but also the bladder. The urinary bladder. You've got quite a large radial furrow in through the urinary bladder. So we spoke about the kidneys a little bit, but have you any family history of bladder issues?
Well, my father, I was just going to say, had bladder cancer.
Okay, yeah. So, again, iridology is not any way for me to sort of diagnose and say that because your father had that, you will get that. But it can definitely show us predispositions, inherited weaknesses, if you like, and particular organs which need a little bit more support. So keeping hydration up and those sorts of things is really important for the health of your bladder. Right. And also making sure you're voiding at the appropriate time. So keeping a really good track of when you void, how much you drink in a day. How many glasses of clear fluid would you actually say you drink in a day?
I should drink more, I don't think. I don't know. 3 glasses.
Okay, well maybe keep track of that maybe over the next week or so before I see you again. Okay, keep a little bit of a diary of bowel movements, urinary movements, and how much you drink, and sort of start thinking about when you feel the worst or the best.
I drink cups of tea and that.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's not clear fluid. What we're really aiming for is clear fluid.
Water,
but fluid counts. Fluid still counts. But if you can keep a little diary, then it will help you to understand as well.
I should drink more water. Yeah, that's right.
The other thing which is in your left eye, the same as in your right, is that upper arcus.
Oh, is it?
So again, I guess another thing with an upper arcus can be that it can indicate some issues with memory.
Oh, yes.
So do you find that, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, would you say that your memory is a 10, which is excellent, or a 1, which is
it's not very good. I take that ginkgo, what is it?
Ginkgo biloba. That's really good.
I take that for memory because it's pretty slack.
Yeah. And I think supplementation with fish oils is also a really good way to help with
really?
brain fog and
Yes,
vagueness and memory and keeping the brain nice and supple. Yeah,
right.
yeah. And again, things like memory will really help, like the brain training games and things like that. Really helpful.
Oh yes.
Yep, yep. And again, with the left eye, as with the right, we've got the contraction furrows, or those nerve rings. So they're indicative again of tension, pain, and things like that. They are in quite similar places as the right eye. So again, through the bronchioles and that sort of heart region. And I guess that's really sort of indicative of your family history of heart disease and the fact that you were saying that you do tend to feel like you kind of get tight in the chest, shortness of breath, and things like that. Again, exercise is really helpful for things like that. Breathing activities, meditation sort of activities, so really deep breathing, practicing that deep breathing and really trying to expand your chest and breathe into the belly. Practices like breathing for yoga and things like that can be really useful.
Sitting up straight.
Sitting up straight, and postural issues are definitely something which we can see through the iris as well. So they're other nurture points.
Oh, right. Yes. Lots of things I should do.
Well, it's a step-by-step process, so we'll do one thing at a time. And I think for today we've covered a lot of ground.
Oh, good.
So,
sure have.
Yeah, so...
We know a lot about the eye.
So if we maybe book another session in maybe a couple of weeks' time to talk about how you now that you're sort of aware of what's going on, then maybe you can take some notes, be a bit more mindful during your day of the sorts of things we've been talking about, how you're feeling and when, and come back to me with that information, and then we can really start you on a treatment plan according to what we've seen today. Yeah, just to help prevent deal with the symptoms that you're experiencing, but prevent anything from occurring in the future as well.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Excellent. It was lovely to meet you. Thanks for coming to see me. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.